Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tim Shimbara, CTO for AMT, with you on September 16th. For those keeping score at home, that's the day after my birthday. So I appreciate all the well wishes I've received over LinkedIn and Facebook and all that good stuff. So it's good to hear from you. If you caught IMTS Network this morning, first off, you can say hi to my dog. We had a nice trip down to Oak Ridge National Labs. So a really great segment today. A lot of good faces that we haven't seen in a while. We were able to see on the screen with Tom Kerfis and Lonnie Love and Ryan Bioff. So it's good to see those guys. Good to go visit Oak Ridge National Labs. And the other segment, which is really, really good, is the visit down to Arkansas. So if you're unfamiliar with the EAST program there, check into the on-demand version of that to hear more what's going on with not teachers but facilitators and how the programs there in Arkansas are working out in the EAST program. So a little bit of some headline news. I'm not sure if you've been following the TikTok owned by ByteDance, kind of what's going on with US consumer data. Does China have access to that? Is it good or is it bad? So to kind of level set, right now, there's U.S. investors own 40% in ByteDance, which provides TikTok, which leaves the balance 60% in Chinese ownership. And the way we read it, it's Chinese state ownership. So they would have carte blanche, if you would, access into that kind of data, which has got the U.S. Congress a little bit interested to say, well, hold on, does that mean any U.S. consumer data that's using TikTok, for example, can then go directly to a foreign nation for whatever use? Well, that's brought up an interesting discussion. And it's really, should the U.S., because in this case, we're thinking, do you incentivize private industry to buy the balance of that 60% to have a wholly owned U.S. corporation, or at least get managed by U.S. law? Or do you do something else? But should the U.S. have a national technology investment fund, for lack of better term? And if you remember a few months ago, I guess it's September, so it's about 4 or 5 months ago now, we had a similar discussion. So at that point, it was companies that were mentioned like Cisco or somebody like that the AG Barr had mentioned. It said, look, should we go buy companies like Ericsson if we want to compete in 5G with Huawei? Which sort of begot that whole discussion of an innovation or an investment fund managed or at least funded by the U.S. government. So these things keep popping up. And from a manufacturing technology perspective, especially in our group in tech, when we're watching where this investment tends to flow with capital, tends to get funded, who buys and adopts. And these are all major challenges that we're just sort of keeping an eye on. A huge significant data point in that discussion is if the U.S. government were to fund a fund. So don't know where this is going to go. I'm reading the headlines as much as you guys are, but the ByteDance TikTok discussion has conjured up similar arguments and debates and what if scenarios that the 5G Huawei and Ericsson/Nokia discussion did back, I think it was in February when AG Barr first mentioned that. So we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know that I have a personal opinion right now. I probably will with some more information, but that would be a dramatic shift to have a sovereign investment fund. So anyway, a little bit longer than a minute today. Glad to bring you up to speed on some things that I'm seeing. Certainly interested to see what happens in that technology investment sector and storylines. But until next time, enjoy IMTS Network the rest of this week. And remember, IMTS Spark starting on Monday next week. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. Take care.